It's often disappointing that good people tend to get the short end of the stick. Meanwhile, the good end of the stick tends to go to terrible people. And in this case, we have Ezra Miller getting rewarded as the good end of the stick, a multi-million dollar Super Bowl commercial. Meanwhile, we have Johnny Depp who came out as clean from his trial, most likely never to recover from it because of the tarnished reputation of what came from that trial because of him being accused of it in the first place. So he most likely will never get to have his career be the way it was before that. And ultimately, most likely, some of these bigger studios that make films will look at him way differently than they were before the trial. Often, maybe him not being able to get a job, so you probably have to work with smaller teams, indie films and such. But we're just gonna get into this. So, article goes as is. It's been 17 years since the last time Warner Bros. Aired a commercial during the Super Bowl. Now, per CBR.com, the studio returned to the most watched annual television broadcast in the world to present a full trailer for the highly anticipated The Flash, starring Ezra Miller. The last time Warner Bros. Released a trailer during the Super Bowl was in 2006, when the studio released promos for Bruce Willis's 16 Blocks, Kurt Russell's Poseidon, and Hugo Weaving's V for Vendetta, which is an amazing movie, and I recommend you guys go watch it. Warner Bros. Had previously released a 1-minute teaser trailer for The Flash at the October 2021 DC Fandom. Compared to the MCU, we all know this. The DCU has been lacking, way behind, and struggling, both with their films not making enough money because of either being a terrible story or having absolutely god awful visuals, or a mix of both. And we also see this with her now, with possibly her still being in the new Aquaman film because of budget constraints, not being able to reshoots because of the budget. So she'll most likely end up staying in the film. But if it was Johnny Depp, on the other hand, since he's a guy, he would get cut out immediately because he's a male. So there's always that, of course. Preview test scores for The Flash reported that the film is one of the best movies to come out of the superhero genre possibly ever. Some reviewers have said that it is as good as Spider-Man: No Way Home, a film that was not only critically acclaimed but also a tremendous commercial success during the global quarantine. The Flash is tested higher than any previous DCU film and even rivals the scores of Christopher Nolan's incredibly successful Dark Knight trilogy. Now, I find that last sentence to be crazy. The Fla like I would have expected that the reviews would somewhat be more negative because of Ezra Miller still being in it, but it rivaling Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy, possibly being some of the best ever superhero movies to ever come out, is crazy to me. But I guess if you do copy Spider-Man: No Way Home the way it has done it, with the new Flash movie pretty much being Ezra Miller's character, the Flash, going into a whole new universe where no one knows him as the Flash, but he still has the thoughts and memories of his previous universe, so he knows who is who, as well as introducing older characters like Michael Keaton within the film. So there's that. And despite The Flash being a highly anticipated film that fans have been waiting years for, and the high test scores from reviewers promising that this blockbuster will be a good movie, the question still remains of whether The Flash will be able to bring in enough audience members to make it a commercial success. The star of the film, Ezra Miller, has faced a slew of legal problems over the last year that have given the actor and the studio some bad press, with some fans even calling for the movie to be canceled or at least recast. Now we know Ezra Miller has had multiple assault charges, with him just starting fights in bars with random strangers, him even grooming a 12-year-old girl, and even having like dangerous weapons around babies and children, and even having a baby, I believe, have like a bullet in its mouth, chewing it as if it was some sort of toy, which is absolutely disgusting that a human's able to do that, but here we are. Miller was arrested in March of 2022 for harassment and disorderly conduct in Hawaii. It was also alleged that the actor is engaged in threatening behavior, engaged in occult-like behavior, endangered children, and manipulated a vulnerable teen. Even after all of that has just been listed, he's still able to get a multi-million dollar trailer. It just blows my mind away that they're allowing this. After Miller's arrest, they met with Warner Bros. Executives in order to save the Flash, and then published a public apology citing becoming aware of mental problems that caused them to act out. And they are now working hard to resolve these issues. And the fact that now apparently a public apology just creates a blank slate from the person that previously had done terrible things, which is stupid. And I was curious to see, what's the cost of a Super Bowl commercial in 2022, and so I looked it up, and it's $233,000 per second. Now, let's say this trailer is 30 seconds long. That is $6.99 million dollars, which is absolutely crazy to me that they're willing to spend that much money, even with Ezra Miller still being in the film, and them knowing how terrible of a human being he is. So that's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed it and would like to know your guys' thoughts in the comments. I hope you subscribe and thank you all and hope you all have a wonderful Christmas Eve, which is tomorrow. And hope you guys subscribe and thank you all and have a good day. Bye bye.